Well, it's going to be a fun week. We have JP Morgan out there calling some big numbers, and I hope you guys are ready for this. I look at what we're looking at. You guys know I've had a lot of money invested, and I'm looking to take as some chances here to grow the wealth that we are trying to all accumulate, get to financial freedom, generational wealth. And of course, there's many ways you can go about that. You got treasuries out there paying what, roughly 4%. You got the tech that just seems like it only knows one direction. You got AI that seems to be going and going and going. And now you're starting to see others out there actually getting away from it. Now, we're here to talk about crypto. We're here to talk about what JP Morgan came out and talked about in terms of a floor for Bitcoin. This gives us an idea. And for anybody who doesn't know, there is such, as Bitcoin goes, the entire market goes. So I am watching this, and I had my own floor already. But this was one I wasn't even thinking about, and I want to bring it to the family. So if you're with XRP, you're with Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, you're gonna want to watch this, because this is something else. It hit me. I was like, I used to be this guy that they're talking about, and so we're going to get into it. Let's start with that right now. One of the things we talk about when it comes to the floor. How low are we going to go? How bad are things going to get? Well, the Bitcoin production. What are the costs of Bitcoin production? Bitcoin production costs has empirically acted as the floor for Bitcoin. And that's beautiful. So a $94,000 production cost implies very limited downside to the current Bitcoin price. JP Morgan analyst wrote earlier this month in a note seen by CoinDesk. So now they're reporting on that kind of research. So it gives you JP Morgan's the production costs and how that normally is the floor. It doesn't mean you can't go under, but because that gives us normally a very solid floor. And so I come in here and I think, let's look at Bitcoin. I had this chart up, and you guys know, not that you can see my head there, we'll move it up a little bit. This was my floor. This was if we lose this and confirm below, I'm de-risking. That's one way of saying selling some of my crypto. Not all of it, but maybe not all of it. I don't know. Last time I did sell it all. It was the right move. I bought back in lower, and it went lower. And so now that we have the production cost floor being tested, and it's right in here. So I had 93,000 as my low, and if we confirmed down below there, we would have been in the 92s, maybe 91, 90, that zone. So I give up a couple more percentages, and I'll be all right. That's why I held over the weekend. I wanted to see how it goes. With that being said, adding that variable into the mix, that production cost floor that normally acts as a floor, we're there. And every time we got just a tad below into the 93s, push back up. And you can see right back above it, back down below it, right back up above it. And so that's nice. I like seeing that. Because if we find a floor here and we consolidate for a while, we have a massive opportunity for a short squeeze. And for those who didn't see my video I did yesterday afternoon, I talked about how much money is absolutely flowing. It's like almost a 2-to-1 ratio into the shorting of the mega whales are shorting compared to those who are going long. It is only going to take a spark, something to absolutely crush those who are all in short, and one big pump, one big huge green candle to absolutely start this. And to me, it's not if, but when. And I don't have an answer, but I am trying to look for that answer. And I think this helps with it. Now, I will say this. If you guys aren't in the Discord, I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing, showing everything. First link down below. Only a few days left to get the 50% off your first month. Take advantage of that. Fall 50. It should be automatic, but fall 50, all one word, get you in there. All right, but you can just hit join here. Earner tier gets you access to the live trading, all that, everything. That's what you want. That's the first link down below. So as I'm looking at that, I'm thinking that's a lot of risk. You know, we got is it a lot of risk? Because it's like, how long do you hold? You guys know the timing has been fantastic. Made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars this year, but gave a lot back in the last 2 months. October, November have been absolutely treacherous to the portfolio. Now, with that being said, I am watching this saying, how far do we go? How long do we become liquidity for those exiting? And we are watching the numbers and everything else. And I told you, right here is it. This is it. You lose this line here, and that's this line right here. You lose that line, and now we got the production cost. We got the note from JP Morgan in there. Put it all together, and you realize it becomes much more serious. And it can become more serious. Even though you can say, well, it does, you know, catalysts will help support prices, this, that, and the other, spot ETS, all the positive things, the Clarity Act, the Genius Act, all these things. But if the whales are putting billions and billions and billions of dollars in shorting, it continues to go down until it doesn't. So once a spark starts, and I've seen this a lot of times, once you have a trigger that gets all these people have been just shorting it, just shorting like there's no tomorrow, they will start to cover that. They will say, okay, let's take the profit because they're making money. They're making money. We're making money. We're making money. And all of a sudden it starts to go up a little bit. And some of the people say, I'm going to lock in. I made a lot. The people who shorted up here start to really cover down here. They buy to cover their short. And all of a sudden it starts to go up. And then people who got in down here, they keep shorting right here. And all of a sudden it's going up and they're losing. So they start to cover. And then the people in the middle are like, I got to take what I got then. I didn't know how low this is going to go, but we'll see. And you have this short squeeze that takes it up quickly. Now, I remember making videos at the beginning of the year, and I talked about if we aren't at, well, in the beginning of the year, I said Ethereum. Let's pull up Ethereum. I said Ethereum, I'd be shocked if we didn't get to 4,500 by the end of the year. Now, remember, that was back in January. We talked about some of the prices that we had back in January and February. It was in the 3,000s roughly. And you guys know we had a really nice run after the election, and we trapped down. And I told you, and I put my price at when we were like 1,300 to 1,600. We had that all the way down. And I said 4,500 is my price target. And I had people, oh, there's no way. Why would you? You're gonna hurt people. I had so many negative people in the comments. And look where we went. We went all the way up. We went up almost to 5,000. Now, for those who listened and learned, because I'm here teaching, you guys did great. You got to watch this go all the way up there, almost 4 times that original price. Absolutely huge. Now you're seeing it come down. And the question is, how low are we going to go before we find a floor and we have a little bit of a backward, a little bit of a run? Well, I'm going to show you some. I'm looking at this chart, and one of the things I always like to do is I like to say, okay, let's do a fib retracement. Where's the line in the sand for the fib retracement? Well, you go to where you started to run, right here. We had to dip all the way down, then the run, and it ran all the way up right here. Normally, where you're going to find a floor is roughly around the 61.8% retracement. So we go all the way up. We come down, we're coming down, we're coming down. The fib retracement, this yellow line right here is the 61.8. Notice it hit it, push back up, hit it, push back up. This week is the first week we are toying with it. And boy, are we toying with it. We are right there. Hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. And now we're on this candle right here today. And we're going to see if we get back up there because we've hit it every single day. That price is roughly 3,200. That is showing me that the buyers are there. What we need is a trigger. What we need is to take out the 13 EMA. We take out the 13 EMA, you got something to get excited about. So we need this price to finish one and confirm above the 5. But I'm going to tell you this, for a longer run, I want to finish above this 13. I want to confirm above the 13 and just start burning bears. In other words, let's get the short squeeze that I see building, because everybody's piling in 2-to-1, billions of dollars, short. And I think you're going to have a chance here shortly. Nice choice of words there. To see a bounce back. Now, when I say shortly, I believe possibly by the end of this year, you could already see it starting. And it could be just, what do they call it? Face ripping. Like this thing could be just taking off once it happens. Now, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't, to me personally, it's not if, but when. This thing, I've been a part of winners. Let me show you one, because I don't want everybody to think that, hey, there's only one way to go. Let me show you something. So I'm going to show you this right here. 2018, I made a ton of money. But you see this right here? Watch this loss on Ethereum. So before you think it can't go any lower, 93% down. It went from a high down, it dropped 93%. Folks, that is absolutely insane. 93% of the value was wiped away. Now from there, it ran 5,400%. Ow, talking making millionaires there. And then down it goes, up it goes, down it. And then you got this big up, big down, big up, big down, big up. And now we got a huge down. The downer is, how low are we going to go? I don't got an answer for it. We could retest this low right here, 1,500. If that's the case, this thing could cut in half. And that was this, what was that? Was that in the middle of this year? Yeah, April. In other words, that was the tariff talk, though. And now we're waiting. So a lot going on there. Then we come over. So I wanted to show you that. Then we come over. I want to take a look at XRP. Come in, dig in, look at XRP. It's actually been doing the best on my charts. I continue to see this, and it's holding the main support that I kind of been watching here, the 219, 220. It's been holding it. Hit it, keeps pushing up. Oh, we hit it. Now we didn't even hit it today so far, and we're moving up. Get above that 5, folks. Start and really get above the 13. You can say right here, but we didn't confirm. It actually pushed back down. We have not confirmed except right here, and we failed at the 50. So we need to take out 13 first, take out the 50 next. Once you have the 5 and 13 cross the 50, the bull run has started. Definitely have a lot of notes in my book on this sell-off, what I was hoping for, every event's different. Every downturn's different. This one, a tweet, a statement about tariffs absolutely doomed it. The government shutdown being the longest in history absolutely crushed us. So we had multiple things that you can't predict. You can say, oh, well, I can predict. You can't predict it. You don't know how long these things are going to go. You don't know what things are going to be said. And it absolutely took the good pressure the bulls had and destroyed it. And then the bears just piled in. And so they've been feeding still, and now we're waiting for an end for that. I think we're getting close. I think that article from JP Morgan kind of sees that as well. Doesn't guarantee it, but we can see it. I'll be interested in seeing how this week goes. If we see Bitcoin confirm under 94,000, my line's 93. If it confirms under 93, I'll tuck my tail. I'm going to start de-risking at that point. So I'm letting everybody know ahead of time. If you're not in my Discord, get in there. That's where you're going to see the action. That's where you're going to see what I'm talking about, what I'm doing, all that, and the 36 learning lessons, and the expert traders, and the thousands of people in there. Folks, get in there. You don't have to do this by yourself. Christmas is coming. Get yourself a gift. Get into the Discord today. First link down below. Fall 50 should be automatic at checkout, though. And I'm telling you this, the crypto course is going live shortly. Get in there now. Hit the join the wait list. That's the second link down below, down below, and you guys can get in there and sign up. We're going to send a special code to everybody that's on that wait list for that. And of course, the Moo. Take advantage of this. This is a great promo. They always have good things over there. If you're looking for an account, they actually sell crypto there now too, as well. Really competitive. So take advantage of that as well. All right, folks, that's it. That's the update. I liked what JP Morgan had for us. Maybe they'll bring us some more good news here shortly, but I appreciate you stopping by. I will see you in the Discord. Be sure to like and subscribe. Now let's get out there and make some money.